Pepper says, are you ready to do the KonMari method on all the spring decorations? I know I am. Hello everyone and welcome back to A Hoarder's Heart. On this episode, we're going to be doing the KonMari method on all of the spring Easter decorations. I haven't done this in probably 2 years and I really have to go over this again because I still do have too much stuff. And I'm also trying to stay within my no spend. I don't want to be tempted to buy anything for Easter if I already have it and I'm just not aware of it because it needs to be reorganized. So for today, we're going to be pulling all the spring bins upstairs. We're going to be laying it all on the floor, seeing what we have, seeing what doesn't spark joy, what I can throw out and what I can give away. That way we can start to decorate for spring. So believe it or not, we're going to start in the laundry room. Yes, it's a bit of a mess again. We'll be getting back into it in April, but there is an Easter bin from last year down here. There's also some random Easter stuff from last year that just kind of got dropped off and laid right here. So I want to pull everything Easter that we have. And as we pull everything out that's Easter in the laundry room, I want to make sure that we're giving ourselves grace. We're not going to make ourselves feel guilty because the messes came back. Hoarding disorder is a mental disorder. It's going to take us a little longer to declutter than everybody else because we need different strategies. But guess what? That's okay because we are taking steps forward and we've seen the progress. Now, this was everything that was Easter themed in the laundry room. The rest of the Easter spring decorations are down here in the basement. Now, they are in these purple bins, so we'll bring them up. And we are using the KonMari style of decluttering because I'm not decluttering by rooms. I'm decluttering by categories. So I'm going to bring this all upstairs. Now, I kind of laugh because is it a lot of work? Yes, but this is my workout. This is how I get into shape. So now we have all of the Easter spring decorations up so we can start unloading these bins. Now, is it still a lot? Yes, but you got to figure I'm a recovering hoarder. This is actually less than years previous. And I have always had a sentimental attachment to spring decor because I used to get seasonal depression. I used to be so sad in the wintertime with the cold weather and the short days and long nights. And for my entire life since childhood, items were the coping mechanisms for my anxiety, PTSD, and the seasonal depression. So of course, once spring came and I can pull out all of my bright and colorful spring Easter decorations, the depression melted away because I was flooded with dopamine and my life felt vibrant and rich and abundant once again because I felt so happy. And some of these pieces are very sentimental because my boys, when they were babies, wore the bunny ears. It's like a time stamp of my life because that's when I remember all those wonderful memories. These are decades worth of spring decorations because my hoarding started very young. So I started saving pieces at a very young age because I had trouble letting it go. Because why would I? It was my coping mechanism. But now I want to change and I have new coping mechanisms. Here's something that I have changed. These right here are brand new. Guess what? I bought these in 2021. The things in these bags were from the Target bin when it was $3 or Dollar Tree when it was still $1 for everything. But what I had realized that even though it was very cheap or on the after Easter sales, I was still bringing things home, especially when I was not doing my no spend months. So I knew that there was still a need deep down inside of me to keep acquiring and saving. I really had to do the internal work and process a lot of these past emotions from PTSD and my miscarriages so that I could move forward. Because how could I declutter when everything sparked joy for me. But were the items enjoyment for me, or were they escapism for me? Because I didn't want to deal with the stresses and the pain and the anxiety and the PTSD of my past. And all the items have been my security base since I was an 11-year-old girl who was very badly bullied. So you can see where the lines were blurred between what sparked joy and what felt like survival. Okay, guys, so I am a little overwhelmed on how much stuff there is laid out and how much stuff is kind of still in the bins. So what I'm going to start to do is put some of the keep decorations onto the cabinets and stuff like that. That way I can see what I'm using and there's a lot less on the floor, so my mind doesn't get all scrambled as to, okay, do I keep this? Do I not keep this? I'm not really sure what to do. I'm kind of being sparked with joy everywhere and I'm having a hard time making a decision. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start with picking out pieces that I love to decorate with and that I cherish, like this. I made this last year because I wasn't buying any more Easter spring decor for 2022 or 2023. And I have to admit, it took me a while before I could really do the KonMari method the proper way, because when everything sparks joy, because it is what makes you happy, it is your coping mechanism, it is what makes you feel safe and happy, because that's the way your brain is naturally wired, you can see where it would be hard because you wouldn't let go of anything. I had to start with what didn't spark joy so that I could declutter something and get that decluttering momentum going. And of course, over time, we have been able to let go of more and more items. And that's because of my loving support from my YouTube family. You guys mean everything to me because you gave me my confidence back that I could do this. I could recover in my hoarding disorder. Marie Kondo wants decluttering to be a positive experience. And since we were consistently decluttering each and every week, I was reconditioning my nervous system that I was still safe if I decluttered. And also because I was working through those past traumas and emotions that I held very deep within myself. I was talking about it. I was letting it go. I was telling my 11-year-old self that I wasn't bullied anymore, and that I had a loving family, and that I am a good person, and that I'm not the awful things that anyone else has said about me. I never stood up for myself because I didn't want to hurt the other person the way that they were hurting me. It actually hurt me worse knowing that I could have caused pain to somebody else. So instead, I just internalize it. And when you internalize every conflict in your life, you can see where it builds up and where a coping mechanism needs to self-soothe when those emotions arise. And I can tell you, as someone with hoarding disorder, once you start processing those emotions, items that you used to have a stronghold on that you couldn't let go of, all of a sudden, you feel no emotional attachment to, and you can freely let it go. Okay, so now most of the decorations are already out and put up, and this is kind of like what's left. And it's a whole lot, and of course I was able to pick out items that actually are sparking joy, that make me feel really happy. But the rest of it, it's almost so overwhelming that I don't even know how to process it. And usually when there's this amount of stuff, it makes me feel safe. And I'm just gonna keep it and hoard it and, you know, be in my fortress of all my pretty little things. But now it's like overwhelming where it's like, I don't even know what to do with it, and I'm good with just giving it away. And it's actually gonna save me money because I was looking at some of this stuff and it's like brand new. I have like my nieces and nephews that I can give this to because it's not candy. It's stuff that's like functional, like little poppers and stuff. So this is going to save me money, but yeah, it's just too much. I picked my favorite pieces, and I'm finally in a space where now I get how everyone else feels, where the clutter is so overwhelming that you're like, I can't function. It used to be my security blanket, and now I'm starting to feel it like, I don't know, that freedom and just being able to give it all away.
So we were able to empty out these 2 totes, and yes, once I give the stuff away, I'll have another purple tote, and this will be perfect for storing the Easter baskets that always stayed out of the bins. And now I can cherish the items that bring me joy and let go of the rest with gratitude, because it did serve me for those years, as it was self-soothing, that PTSD and that pain and emotions that I just never processed and kept deep down within me. And now I can enjoy the beautiful spring decor that I love so incredibly much. And my hope and my prayer was that this video motivated and encouraged you to declutter something in your home today too.